Hello, everybody. My name is Bradley Cooper, and I am running for District 1 Congress in Pennsylvania. And in the past 4 years, we have seen different wars and battles happening throughout this world. So ISIS taking over Iran and Iraq, and us having to remove our troops as quickly as possible, and even people that work at the embassies in those countries. Russia invading Ukraine, and the more recent one of Palestine and Israel fighting each other. Now these could have all been prevented if we had strong leadership in this country. We had politicians who didn't try to push or change or dictate how other countries run their country, how they should have certain leaders in these countries that they believe in. And the leaders that they have in their country, if they don't like them, they're on the Senate floor screaming and yelling and complaining that this guy's terrible and heinous, that he's the problem with all these wars that started. Not that we don't have a good backbone leader in this country who's going to step up and yell and scream, who's going to tell them no and scream and yell at them, telling them that if you do anything negative or terrible, like Russia going into Ukraine when Joe Biden was doing a Zoom meeting with him, being like, you better not go into Ukraine, you better not fight him, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And the guy looking at him like, you're like Pee Wee Herman, you're like a loser, I'm not going to listen to you, you're like a dweeb, who the heck are you to tell me what to do? If we had a strong leader in Washington who had a backbone and told them no, or we're going to bomb you, or do whatever they say, and scare the person without actually doing it, we wouldn't have all these wars and conflicts in all these countries. Also, we are funding some of these terrorist groups in these countries, giving them millions and billions of dollars to support these countries that want nothing to do with us, don't even like us, but just want our money support and want us to back them just so they can get something out of us, but give us nothing in return of positivity or anything that is going to help America be better. In Washington, I would first vote to stop giving money to all of these countries, allies or enemies. Stop it all together and stop trying to say, oh, well, you deserve this and you deserve that. Stop all money getting funneled into all these countries, because even if you give money to allies or whatever, the enemies are going to be just as pissed off because they're not getting any money. Or vice versa, if you give the enemies money and the people that are supposed to be your allies don't get as much money as you're giving the enemies, they're going to be ticked off. So stop all money funneling to all these different countries. Then I would get all of our troops out of this country of, Ukraine or Poland or Israel or France or wherever they are, get them back to our country and have them protect our country. I would make it where you would have to have a declaration of war if we're going to have a big war, and then we would make sure that if our National Guards are going to be used, they have to be okayed by the House and Senate of that state above the federal government, even if the federal government agreed that there should be a war approval vote. Then I would go with NATO or the United Nations, and I would get with other countries. I would come up with some type of agreement with them where as a group, we are going to go to Russia, we are going to go to Ukraine, we are going to go to Palestine and Israel and fight and stop all these wars and try to stop them from fighting each other, and tell them that if you don't stop, this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to cut off. This is what we're going to do negatively to you if you continue fighting this war. That way we can try to make some peace in this country. We can try to make this country not be at each other's throats with another country. And that way we can use it in a peaceful way. Now, if we really have to go to war, we would go to war. We would do what the agreement was with other countries who are going to work with us to stop this fighting from happening from, let's say, Russia and Ukraine. Then we would leave. We're not going to spend days, weeks, and months fixing their economy and their land and their infrastructure. We would leave and let them have to deal with the consequences of their actions that they created by getting into this little conflict or war. Thank you.